Welcome to this devotional I'm calling The Simple Task of Following Jesus, and it comes from Matthew 22:34 through 40. I don't know, when you think of following Jesus and being a Christian, what that means for you. If it sounds really complicated, if you go through life kind of wondering at different points, what would God have me do? But really, Jesus made following him very simple. And here's what he said. Let's start with this paragraph from Matthew 22, starting verse 34. Hearing that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, the Pharisees got together. So Jesus is just sort of verbally sparred with the Sadducees, and he's defeated them. And so the Pharisees, who were teachers in the law, they got together, and one of them, an expert in the law, tested Jesus with this question. The Pharisees and the Sadducees were constantly trying to test Jesus, to trap him and trick him. And so this man said, "Teacher," which is just a sort of form of respect to talk to Jesus. "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments." So this teacher tries to trap Jesus, and he says, "What is the greatest commandment?" And Jesus says, "Well, that's easy. I'll give you the greatest commandment." And then Jesus, because he's like this, he throws in a bonus commandment, the second greatest commandment. And it's very simple. He says, love God and love others. That's it. If you want to know what it means to be a follower of Jesus, if you want to know what it means to honor God with your life, you love God first and foremost. You love him with your heart, soul, mind, and strength. You love him with every part of you. You put him first in every area of your life, and then you love other people. That's what it is. That's the priority. Jesus said, this is how you sum up the law and the prophets. This is how you sum up the Old Testament. All those different laws. The primary reason that those laws were there, the primary thing that they were trying to get you to do, is to love God and love other people. And as a Christian, you can do that. You can be, as a follower of Jesus, you can really love God and love other people. So I think one of the things to point out here is when love is central, legalism is excluded. That probably one of the reasons why I believe that Jesus prioritized love is that when you have love, when you're focusing on how to love God, how to love other people, then all the legalistic religious things that we tend to fall into just go away, because you can't be a legalist and have love. Love excludes legalism. And so Jesus would tell us today, if we want to know how to honor him and how to follow him and how to make choices that are God-honoring, it's real simple. Love him, love other people, and when you do that, you find out that you're fulfilling God's desires for your life. The key to following Jesus is to love God and love others. It's that simple. It's not hard. It's not complicated. So think about this. How can you prioritize loving God and loving others today? At work, as you run errands, as you interact with your family, while you're at school? How can you love God, love other people, the greatest and second greatest commandment, and then everything else will fall into place?